Deep beneath the Pacific, something new is moving, silent, unseen, and almost impossible to detect. A massive new submarine. The Virginia-Class is the quietest and most advanced submarine the U.S. Navy has ever built. It carries weapons powerful enough to level cities and technology, so advanced that even the Navy's own sensors struggle to track it. The United States has just deployed a machine decades ahead of anything else on the planet. Only a few know what it can do and why it truly exists. After foreign weapons tests intensified, the order was given: begin nuclear testing immediately. Soon after, America's newest secret weapon entered the ocean. The USS Virginia-Class Block 5. Sliding through the deep, it's nearly invisible to anyone on the surface. When it left the shipyard in 2024, it became the first fully re-engineered U.S. attack submarine in 20 years. The Block 5 isn't just another Virginia boat. It's longer, heavier, and far more advanced. Every system was redesigned for one goal: dominance in silent underwater warfare. Stretching about 377 feet and weighing over 7,800 tons, it's powered by an S9G nuclear reactor that won't need refueling for 30 years. That means it can operate for nearly its entire service life without ever returning for fuel. Instead of a traditional propeller, it uses a pump jet system, pushing water through a shrouded ring that eliminates the whining noise sonar normally detects. Once it dives below 500 feet, even U.S. sensors can barely hear it. The hull is wrapped in sound-absorbing tiles, and every machine inside is mounted on isolation systems to prevent vibrations from escaping. Even the cooling pumps are tuned to blend into natural ocean noise. From a distance, the Block 5 is no louder than the sea around it. Its biggest upgrade is the new 70-foot Virginia Payload Module (VPM) added to the center of the ship. It houses 4 large tubes, each carrying 7 Tomahawk cruise missiles, 28 extra missiles on top of the usual load. This nearly triples its strike power in a single attack. The VPM can also launch underwater drones for scouting or seabed surveillance. No other attack submarine in the world offers this level of flexibility. Much about the Block 5 is still classified. Officers hint at experimental software that helps with combat decisions. Some technicians suggest it uses electromagnetic systems to distort enemy sonar. There are even rumors it can communicate with autonomous drones miles below the surface. Many design files remain sealed, and some members of Congress still haven't seen the full specs. Life aboard is brutal. Over 100 sailors live sealed inside metal compartments for months. They sleep in rotating shifts, never see sunlight, and every message home is screened. Most don't know where they are or what they're tracking. Psychologists call the experience the slow compression. The silence, recycled air, and constant secrecy wear down even the toughest minds. Returning to land feels like learning to breathe again. For now, Block 5 remains wrapped in mystery. Reporters aren't allowed on board, and engineers refuse to discuss its hidden systems. One thing, however, is certain. It is the most capable submarine the U.S. Navy has ever deployed, able to hide, strike, and vanish long before anyone realizes it was there. This new ghost of the deep didn't appear out of nowhere. It was shaped by decades of fear, accidents, and silent wars fought in the coldest, darkest parts of the ocean, a legacy born in shadow and pressure. The sea has always hidden more than it reveals, but during the Cold War became the most dangerous battlefield on Earth. Thousands of feet below the surface, American and Soviet submarines stalked each other in near total silence, each carrying nuclear weapons capable of wiping out entire cities. No one could afford a single mistake. Every maneuver, every ping, every decision carried consequences measured in seconds and lives. The Cold War wasn't fought with open battles or visible explosions. It was fought underwater, through sonar echoes and visible movements shadowing in relentless tension. Submarines tracked one another across entire oceans, sometimes only a few hundred meters apart, without firing a single shot. Every crew knew that one wrong move, one loud noise, or one misread signal could instantly reveal their position and trigger a nuclear catastrophe. The underwater world became a realm where fear and precision coexisted, where the ocean itself seemed to watch and judge. That fear shaped the lives of submariners in ways most people on the surface could never imagine. Missions grew longer, sometimes stretching to 90 days or more without surfacing, trapped in a world where sunlight, fresh air, and the sky were distant memories. Inside these steel hulls, sailors lived under dim red lights, breathing recycled air that carried the scent of metal, oil, and human endurance. Every sound became magnified. The hiss of hydraulics, the clang of a dropped wrench, the distant groan of the hull under pressure. Each noise could be misinterpreted as a threat, a warning, or a sign of imminent catastrophe. Sailors learned to move carefully, to walk softly, to close doors with deliberate caution, and to live in a state of constant vigilance. Over time, the monotony and isolation began to take a toll. Lack of sunlight warped sleep cycles. Airborne toxins and recycled oxygen made the body feel perpetually fatigued. The mind, starved for stimuli, turned ordinary sounds into whispers from the deep. Many sailors reported hallucinations, seeing fleeting shapes in periscopes, hearing voices where no one was present, feeling the sea as if it were alive, pressing against the hull. The boundary between reality and illusion blurred, leaving them in a constant psychological tension. Veterans later admitted that phantom sonar pings haunted them for years, echoes that had no source, or distant voices calling from nowhere. Medical studies confirmed what sailors had long suspected. Extended isolation at extreme depth could distort perception, alter sleep patterns, induce anxiety and paranoia, and even threaten mental stability. It was a world where the ocean could feel like a sentient observer, testing resolve and patience. Then came the tragedies that transformed caution into obsession. In 1963, the USS Thresher vanished during a deep dive off the coast of Massachusetts. All 129 aboard perished instantly when the submarine imploded under crushing pressure. 5 years later, the USS Scorpion disappeared near the Azores with 99 men, likely lost to a catastrophic torpedo explosion within the vessel. These disasters shook the Navy to its core, proving that even the most advanced submarines were vulnerable, capable of failing silently, without warning, and without mercy. From these tragedies, engineers learned a crucial lesson. Every vibration, every ripple, every sound could be detected across miles of ocean. The sea was no empty void. It was a complex web of echoes, a listening network where stealth was survival. Submarines had to be quieter than the ocean itself. Silence, precision, and secrecy became unbreakable rules. Missions were highly classified. Crews came to trust machines more than the outside world, relying on sensors, computers, and AI to make life-or-death decisions. Every failure led to improvements. Stronger hulls, safer systems, quieter engines, laying a foundation for Virginia-class submarines. By the 1990s, the expensive Seawolf class had already begun to feel outdated after the Cold War. The Navy needed a new design, powerful, stealthy, cost-effective, and adaptable. Electric Boat and Newport News joined forces, digitally constructing sections and making the Virginia-class the first fully paperless warship. Innovations like photonic mass, floating acoustic platforms, and fiber-optic control systems allowed these submarines to move faster, think smarter, and vanish almost entirely from sonar. Early prototypes failed, and engineers endured long hours, toxic exposure, and radiation, but perfection was non-negotiable. By the early 2000s, the Virginia-class emerged, capable of indefinite underwater missions, stealth tracking, and precision strikes across the globe. The Block 5 upgrade added the Virginia Payload Module, expanding firepower with 28 Tomahawk missiles, potential hypersonic weapon deployment, drone command, and intelligence gathering, all guided by AI systems capable of outperforming human crews in threat detection and tactical recommendation. Yet life inside remains punishing. 120 sailors endure confined quarters, sleep deprivation, and relentless psychological pressure, raising difficult ethical questions about automation, human endurance, and the cost of modern warfare. Then comes the Columbia-class, the ultimate doomsday submarine. At 560 feet and 21,000 tons, it carries 16 Trident II missiles, each armed with multiple nuclear warheads. Its reinforced steel hull, electric drive system, and S-1B nuclear reactor make it nearly undetectable, capable of months-long solo missions. Sailors aboard carry the psychological weight of global annihilation on their shoulders, aware that a single error could trigger consequences beyond comprehension. Looking further into the future, the Navy is developing the SSNX, a semi-autonomous submarine equipped with AI, smart hulls, quantum navigation, and drone command. It may operate partially without human oversight, raising profound questions about control, accountability, and the very nature of warfare. Born from fear, perfected in silence, and refined through necessity, America's secret submarines sit at the cutting edge of technology, and perhaps the edge of human understanding itself. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.